Morning, guys. It is Wednesday. I don't know what day it is, but number-wise, but maybe the 24th. But anyway, right now it's a beautiful day out, and this is a good time to do a little work on this Chevy half-ton here. So I'm thinking it looks pretty good in the sun, guys, but you know, it could look a little better. And we got our hood issues here. So that collar come out pretty good, and you know, it's not the straightest truck. You know, she's got some dings and dents in her here and there, but you know, it's 23 years old. So, but it's going to look good. It'll make somebody a nice used truck. And the more I look at it here, you know, I think I'm gonna throw a cut and buff on it. Pretty quick one. You know, we're not gonna spend a lot of time on it. We're just looking for some shine and maybe to knock a little of the orange peel out of it. You know, we got some orange peel in it. I believe a lot of that is due to the humidity that I painted in. It's harder. I know this from experience. It's harder to get your clear to do the right thing when you have near 100% humidity. What do we got fluttering here? Huh. Okay. Anyway, so what we're going to do today is basically, here in this little bit in the next few hours, is we're going to take and go ahead and clean this dude up on the outside, do a little detail work here, and get the outside of this truck ready to go because it's such a beautiful day. And my choice is always to work outside if I can. So that's just the way I am. So there we go. Let me get my stuff together and let's just get her done. Okay, guys, let's get a look at what we're doing here, what our issues are. See if I can get it to where we can see it. Come on, camera, because we got water spots. We got water spots plus our issues. Okay, maybe you guys can see that right there. We're looking right in this area here between the shadow. You can see the little, they're craters is what they are from the water bouncing off of the clear. Okay, that's what we have right there. Okay, let me get you guys on the stand here, and what we're going to do is I'm going to spend more time on the hood than I am anything else, because that's where we have our problems. Sorry guys for bumping you all over the place. Okay, I got me a clean bucket of water. I got my sponge. I got my squeegees. I like to use a sponge about that size right there. It's just an automotive wash brush or wash sponge that I quartered. Or actually, it's not an automotive. It's actually a tile grout brush is what I use. Anything. Here's my squeegees. Some people don't use squeegees, but I like them. And then the paper I'm going to use is 2500 grit. Okay, if we can see that right there, 2500 grit. And I'd probably use like 3000 if I could find it, but I can't, not in my area anyway. I'm going to fold this in thirds. I'm not going to use a block. Some of you guys may be having a heart attack over that, but we're not wanting to, we don't want a flat finish. I want the finish to look OEM like, so I want it to have a little orange peel in it. I'm not going to sand the orange peel out. Alright, so what I'm going to do here, a lot of people, you know, think that maybe sanding is, you know, sanding by hand is wrong or whatever. That's okay. I'm going to sand by hand here. I got lots of practice at it. I know what I'm doing. We're going to start up here, and we're just going to get right into it. Short little strokes, and all I want to do is basically scuff my surface up here a little bit. You got to get your paper right here. Sometimes it takes a little time. And I didn't let my paper soak very long. Just plain water, guys. That's all you need. You don't need no soap. You can put it in there if you want. There's 1,000 different ways to the right solution. And I don't know if there's any one wrong way of doing anything. Oop. Now, if you hear a noise or feel something scratching, stop, because then you got a piece of dirt. Still trying to get going here. I like to use my squeegee, but you can get a spot dry in just a second or two with it. There we go. Short little strokes. Stay away from the edges. Don't put pressure on the edges. I do a lot of hand sanding on these used cars. And there's nothing wrong with that. It depends on your application, guys. What is it that you're doing? If you're restoring a car, making it better than factory, you know, then yeah, use a block all the way through and never touch it with your hand. But on something like this, we're not going to spend a lot of time on it. We're just trying to get us a decent shine. And I want to knock those craters down from that water. And the finer the sandpaper, the better you'll get into the low spot of the peel. You know, we want to cut 100% of the surface. So that means we want to get the dimple, the bottom of the dimple, cut as well. We want it to be 100% scuffed, or at least 99%. You'll see what I'm talking about here in a few minutes. And I can feel it. You know, you can feel it when you're sanding. See the grip that sandpaper has there, guys? Alright guys, let's give her a swipe here and see where we're at. See how close. All right, let's get a look at this, because now we can see it. there's all the cratering from the water. Hopefully we can all see that. Okay, now we're probably not. Now remember that one spot, well, I cut that out, but anyway, we're not gonna go there. You can see this cratering, and that's what it is. It's a crater. I think what happens anyway. I might be wrong. I'm not a professional here, guys. But take a look at that. There we go. And when the water hits, it's like it's like a bomb going off. You know, and that's what it looks like right there. It's a crater. All right. Again, I ain't no expert. I'm just Joe Blow, working in his garage. I'm not a professional anything. But that looks pretty good right there. I think we'll hit it some more. You see how, let's get back on here. Okay, you see the shiny part we're not touching. Okay, we haven't sanded that yet. And we're knocking off the top. You know, it's like a mini crater. The center is where the water hit, pushed it out, and up. So I'm going to hit that with a little more sandpaper. Okay, there you can see our orange peel there. Okay, yeah. So we're spending more time now. Now on the rest of the truck, when I sand it, this will be okay. You know, it might go a little bit more than this, but as far as the orange peel goes, that'll be okay. We'll go a little farther on it, but we're very close right there. I would stop, or be very close to stopping. So, yeah. Let me continue on here, guys. And we'll get her the way I want it, and I'll show you what I'm looking for. You know, we're not going to get it perfect. That's okay. We don't need it perfect. Trust me, it'll look good. You won't hardly be able to tell it. The only way you'll be able to tell it is because you know about it and you go up and look at it. But to somebody who doesn't know about it and walks up to it, they won't know one bit of difference. Alright guys, I think I'm done with the hood here, and I probably spent 10 minutes on it, maybe less, 5 to 10 minutes. But let's have a look at it. I got her squeegeed off there pretty good. And let's get in here close so we can spot those dudes. There they are. There's some of them. Okay. That's about as far as we're going to go. You're not going to get it 100% when you have something like this happen. Now, I want to stress here that this vehicle is a flipper, okay? I'm not doing this for anybody other than myself. When somebody lays their eyes on this truck with the idea that they may want to buy it, they don't know anything about its history. What they're looking at is how good does it look, how good does it run, how good is the interior on it, okay? So it's not like we did a job for anybody. Now, if this would have happened on the wood truck, for example, we'd be repainting the hood, okay? Because there's no way that you can get all of that out of there. You might, I don't know, but you know, it's a difficult thing. There's not enough clear on it, you know, to go 8 on it. Nothing else is sanding easy. We don't have that water situation over here. You know, this will take no time at all. Stay away from the edges. The edges, guys, are out of bounds. Okay? Think of it that way. It's out of bounds. Get on the edge, it's a turnover. Give the ball to the other team. Keep it wet. Dribble that water down on there. Get your sponge up above the piece of paper or your hose, however you want to do it. Okay guys, here we go. Check this out. Now remember earlier in the video, at the beginning of the video, I said I wanted to get 100%. of the surface scuffed, more or less. Okay, and what I mean by, and this is what I mean by it. Okay, you can see the little bit of peel that we have in here. Okay, that's the only bug I found in the whole thing so far. Pretty clean paint job actually. Okay, but even though it looks like it's unsanded, it's been kissed by the sandpaper. Okay, let's find a spot that has it. There we go. Look how much brighter the edge of it is here, because now the edge is out of bounds, right? Remember that now, it's out of bounds. Okay, but look at it, how much brighter that is than even the shiny spots over here. I'm calling that done. After we buff that is going to leave a beautiful finish on this truck. Beautiful finish. Okay, I just want to show that to you guys. I haven't sanded the front yet. I'm having a lot of trouble seeing in my viewer because of the sun. Unsanded and sanded. Okay, this is going to be good. Alright guys, here we are. We got her sanded, and the next step will be buffing. There we go. Have a look there guys, that's good enough. I didn't sand that because there's some light rust issues that we just painted over right there. Surface rust. They got sanded and painted over. No body work. We didn't sand this because I can't get my buffer in there. You ain't gonna notice it anyway. You know, this is all extra work. This is the extra step. I'll tell you about auctions, guys. Especially the one I go to. You know, first of all, look at these wheels on this truck. This truck is very typical of what you would find at the auction. Remember, I bought it at the auction. Okay? That's where I got the truck, was at the auction, so keep that in mind. Well, 90% of the vehicles that come through the auction look like that. They look just like that. They're dirty, you know, or, you know, the paint's messed up on them, or, you know, perhaps they don't run good. So when you take the extra step and go the extra mile, you become suddenly the best vehicle on the lot. It's the one that everybody looks at when they walk by it. They can't help it. The sun is gleaming off the damn thing so bright, they have to walk up to it. It's like a piece of candy, okay? So you want to be the cut above. I want to be the cut above, you know, and I'm very flexible on my price. A lot of the people that go to the sale are people who come every week. It's the same people over and over and over. It's easy to spot the person that doesn't come there very often. You know then that they're probably looking for something to drive, okay? So you know things going into it. And when you're the cut above, people notice you as well. And they also know when I go in there and I get up on the podium next to the auctioneer and my car rolls through, there is a very, very good chance I'm going to sell it. Because I'm not looking for much. I'm not the kind of guy that looks profit in the eye and turns it down. That can be a very big mistake, and it can stick you. You know, if I get a car ready to sell, I want to sell it. You know, you don't want to be standing around sitting on it for a month trying to sell it and get your maximum price out of it. You know, some people do that. I'm not that way. I've moved my stuff because there's always another project. Sometimes there ain't another tomorrow. We all lived through 08 in the fall. You know how things can become such a wreck so fast. Well, I'll guarantee you one thing, if something like that happens, you ain't selling no cars at no sale. So you got to keep things in mind. I'm the kind of guy, if I make a little money, I'm gonna snatch it. I do have a bottom. You know, you can't be ridiculous. You know, I got time in it. I got to make a little bit, but you know what? If this truck brought $1,500, I'd take it in a heartbeat. You know, and I'd walk on down the road. I might only make $350, but you know what? It's a payday. You know, why wait? Because next week I might have something else done that I can take. You know, and I might make $13.50 on that one. So that's how you got to give yourself a chance, and that's what we're doing here with this vehicle. If you bring the vehicle looking basically like this, and there's vehicles that show up there that look like this, believe me guys, you see this, you know, even with something like just washed off and all scratched up or something like that, or even sanded. I've seen them up there. You know, you get all kinds. But if you bring a vehicle that looks like this, you have no chance. You know, this vehicle might only bring $1,500, but it might bring 25. Oh yeah, if the right person's there. So you got to have a chance. So I just wanted to say that. Those are the reasons for what we're doing here. Now let me get my buffing equipment out, and we'll continue on and buff it. And we're going to have a nice looking vehicle here, and you guys will be amazed at what this looks like with all cleaned up with these wheels and whatnot on it. And you'll know I've given myself a chance at hitting a home run. But you know, sometimes you don't always get them, but at least you give yourself a shot, because more times than not it'll pay off. All right guys,